Have you ever had one of those days where everything just clicks? You meet the right person, miss the wrong train, and somehow everything feels like it was meant to be. You pull out your phone, scroll to your horoscope, and it says, "Big changes are on the horizon." Coincidence? Or is something bigger at play? Welcome to Data Nugget, where we crack open the hidden layers of everyday mysteries, and today, we're going way beyond the clouds. We're talking about the alignment of the stars and how it might just influence your horoscope and your life. When people say the stars are aligning, it sounds poetic, like fate is tipping the scales in your favor. But in astronomy and astrology, alignment refers to something very real: the relative positions of celestial bodies, planets, stars, moons, even asteroids. These bodies are in constant motion, and from Earth, they appear to move through a circle of 12 ancient constellations known as the zodiac. Picture the sky as a giant cosmic clock. The planets are the hands. Their positions at any given moment form patterns. Patterns astrologers say correspond to different energies, moods, and phases of life. When two or more planets appear close together in the sky, that's called a conjunction. When they're opposite each other, it's an opposition. When they form harmonious angles, that's a trine. These alignments are the grammar of astrology. When you were born, the sky looked a very specific way. That moment is captured in what astrologers call your natal chart, a cosmic blueprint of your personality, strengths, challenges, and even your destiny. Your sun sign, the one most people know, is just the beginning. There's also your moon sign, which governs emotions, your rising sign, or how others perceive you, and placements of planets like Mercury for communication, Venus for love, and Saturn for discipline. Each planet's alignment, where it was, what it was next to, what angles it formed, contributes to the full picture. Think of it like music. One note is your sun sign, but the full symphony? That's the entire chart. And alignments are the chords that give it rhythm. Astrology is ancient, like Babylonian ancient. Thousands of years ago, people noticed that the stars seemed to move in repeating cycles. Farmers timed harvests by the moon, sailors navigated by the stars, and kings planned wars based on the stars' alignments. The Greeks and Romans later developed much of what we now call Western astrology. Even Galileo, yes, that Galileo, cast horoscopes. The belief wasn't that stars control our fate, but that they act as a cosmic mirror, reflecting the spiritual energy of the universe back at us. Of course, science eventually pulled astronomy and astrology apart. Astronomy became a physical science. Astrology became personal philosophy, symbolic psychology, something between art and belief. Now let's get to the juicy part. How do alignments actually show up in your horoscope? Horoscopes are like cosmic weather reports. Astrologers look at where the planets are right now, compare them to your birth chart, and interpret the potential outcomes. Say Mars, the planet of action, is conjunct your natal sun. That's a surge of ambition, maybe a new job opportunity, or a gym streak. Or Mercury, planet of communication, is in retrograde, appearing to move backward from Earth's perspective. Suddenly emails go missing, texts get misunderstood, old friends reappear. Is it real? Or just self-fulfilling prophecy? That depends on how open you are to the idea that timing isn't random. Here's something fascinating. Even people who don't believe in astrology often feel seen when reading their horoscope. Why? It's partly the Barnum effect, the tendency to accept vague, general statements as uniquely true. But there's more to it. Astrology gives us a language to reflect, to notice patterns in our lives, to pause and ask, what am I really feeling right now? Studies show that people who regularly read horoscopes often feel less anxious, not because the planets are literally changing their mood, but because the idea of a grand design, of meaning, brings comfort. In other words, maybe the stars don't control us, but they help us tell better stories about who we are. Believe it or not, some astrologers claim that global events can be tracked with planetary alignments. For example, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction of 2020, a rare and intense alignment, happened right around the time COVID-19 changed the world. Astrologers had predicted a major societal shift years before. Coincidence? Or cosmic timing? Of course, skeptics argue you can find patterns in anything if you look hard enough. But astrologers would say, patterns are how the universe speaks. You don't have to take it literally to find it valuable. At the end of the day, horoscopes aren't about predicting the future. They're about preparing for it, giving you context, emotional insight, and a little bit of guidance. You don't need to believe the stars are pulling the strings. You can believe they're reminding you of your own power, your cycles, your rhythm. After all, humans are made of star stuff. The same atoms in your body once lived in ancient stars that exploded long before Earth existed. Maybe the stars aren't just out there. Maybe they're in you. So the next time you read your horoscope, whether you're a logical Virgo, a dreamy Pisces, or a skeptical Capricorn, ask yourself, not, is this true? But, what is this helping me notice? Thanks for joining us on this cosmic journey. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and drop a comment with your sign and whether the stars have ever felt like they were aligned. Just for you. Until next time, stay curious. This was Data Nugget.